Just 1/4 teaspoon a week, and you'll feel the difference. You were told it's just aging, but what if that burning in your chest, that ache in your joints, that constant fatigue, wasn't just getting older, but your body begging for balance? Most seniors live with quiet discomforts they've learned to ignore. You wake up and your knees hesitate. Your hands feel stiffer than they used to. You take a few pills, drink some water, and carry on. But inside, you know something feels off. And deep down you wonder, is this really the best it's going to be? Here's something no one told you. Some of the pain you're living with might not be permanent. It might be the result of acidity, inflammation, or poor circulation, things your body can respond to. And one of the simplest, gentlest ways to support that healing might already be sitting in your pantry. I'm talking about baking soda. Not for cookies, not for cleaning, but for calming your system, supporting your kidneys, neutralizing excess acid, and more. Today, we'll walk through 7 ways this humble kitchen powder could make a difference in your body and how to use it safely. And if any part of this feels like it was meant for you, I invite you to like, subscribe, and follow along. Because here, we believe that even in your golden years, your health can still surprise you in the best way. Let's begin. First, let's talk about inflammation, the silent enemy. After 60. When we think of inflammation, we picture something loud like red, swollen joints, or sharp pain. But for millions of older adults, inflammation is not loud, it's quiet, persistent, hidden. Doctors call it chronic low-grade inflammation, and studies show that over 60% of seniors live with it unknowingly. It doesn't come with flashing lights. Instead, it comes with daily fatigue that doesn't match your activity level, morning stiffness in your hands or knees, slow digestion and bloating, brain fog and forgetfulness, aching joints when the weather shifts. In 2015, a major study published in Aging Research Reviews labeled chronic inflammation as a key driver behind diseases like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, osteoporosis, arthritis, even Alzheimer's. Researchers called it inflammaging, the gradual, silent inflammation that accelerates aging from within. And here's the part no one tells you: you can feel okay on the outside and still be inflamed on the inside. So where does baking soda come in? The science behind baking soda and inflammation. In 2018, researchers from Augusta University published a groundbreaking study in the Journal of Immunology. They found that a small daily dose of baking soda in water could shift immune cell activity, reducing inflammatory responses and increasing anti-inflammatory signals in both rats and humans. In plain language, drinking a mild solution of baking soda helped calm down the immune system, making it less reactive and potentially slowing down inflammatory diseases like rheumatoid arthritis or chronic fatigue syndrome. This doesn't mean baking soda is a cure, but it could be a tool, a small natural way to support your body's efforts to cool the internal fire without adding more prescriptions to your daily routine. How seniors are using it. Many seniors have started drinking 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of water once or twice a week. Some say it helps ease bloating and reduce post-meal sluggishness. Others have reported less stiffness in their hands and knees over time. It's gentle, affordable, and backed by a growing body of science. But this is important, too much can backfire. High doses of baking soda can increase sodium in the body, which can affect blood pressure, kidney function, and heart health, especially if you already have existing conditions. That's why medical supervision is essential. So if you're considering adding baking soda to your routine, talk to your doctor first and start small. Because sometimes the most powerful healing isn't loud or expensive. Sometimes it's a quiet shift that helps you finally feel more like yourself again. Second is acid reflux and heartburn relief without medication. We just talked about silent inflammation and how it wears down the body slowly, almost without warning. But not all discomforts whisper. Some come roaring in the middle of the night. If you've ever jolted awake with a burning sensation in your chest, if you've sat upright in bed, coughing, with a sour taste rising in your throat, then you already know the misery of acid reflux. For many seniors, heartburn becomes an unwanted nighttime companion. Doctors say it's common, but common doesn't mean harmless. In fact, long-term acid reflux has been linked to esophageal damage, chronic cough, and even increased risk of esophageal cancer. And the worst part? Most people rely on antacids like candy without realizing these medications can disrupt digestion and worsen nutrient absorption over time. So, where does baking soda fit into this? The science of soothing acid naturally. Baking soda, or sodium bicarbonate, is a natural alkaline compound, which means it neutralizes acid. That's why it fizzes when you mix it with vinegar, and that's also why it's been used for generations as a gentle antacid. According to a review published in Gastroenterology, Hepatology, a small amount of baking soda in water can offer rapid relief from occasional heartburn, raising the pH of stomach contents and calming the burning sensation. It's not a new discovery. In fact, the FDA recognizes sodium bicarbonate as a generally safe over-the-counter antacid when used appropriately. Many older adults report that a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda dissolved in half a glass of water has helped them sleep through the night without reflux, feel lighter after a heavy dinner, avoid reaching for acid-blocking pills regularly. One man I spoke to, named Don, age 72, used to keep antacids on his nightstand. "I thought I had no choice," he told me. "Then I tried the baking soda and water trick, just a pinch. I haven't needed the pink stuff since." It's not a cure, but it can be a calming toll, especially when used mindfully. A word of caution. Now let's be very clear. If you suffer from chronic reflux, GERD, or ulcer disease, you should always speak to a doctor before trying home remedies. And baking soda is not meant to be used daily. Overuse can cause alkalosis, a condition where your blood becomes too alkaline, leading to muscle twitching, nausea, and even heart rhythm issues. But when used sparingly and correctly, it can be a remarkably fast and effective way to bring your system back into balance. Because your digestion is more than just about comfort. It's how your body absorbs nutrients. It's how your energy is restored. And it's how your immune system stays strong. If you've been living with heartburn like it's normal, please know, it doesn't have to be. Sometimes, it just takes a gentle nudge, a reminder that even in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, your body is still listening. It's still capable of healing when you give it the chance. Next part, baking soda and kidney health, but only if used right. Let's take a moment to go deeper. Because if inflammation is the slow fire, and acid reflux is the warning flare, then your kidneys are the silent filters working behind the scenes tirelessly, day and night, to keep your body in balance. But here's what many seniors don't realize. After age 60, your kidneys begin to lose efficiency often without symptoms. You don't feel pain. You don't notice right away. But over time, acid builds up in your blood, and the kidneys can't clear it fast enough. This condition is called metabolic acidosis, and it's a hidden risk factor for people with high blood pressure, diabetes, or even just age-related kidney decline. In fact, according to the National Kidney Foundation, 1 in 3 American adults is at risk of kidney disease, and most don't know it. So where does baking soda come in? The link between baking soda and kidney function. A landmark study published in the Journal of the American Society of Nephrology followed patients with chronic kidney disease, CKD, and metabolic acidosis. One group received standard care. The other was given daily sodium bicarbonate baking soda supplements. The results? The baking soda group experienced a slower rate of kidney decline, fewer complications, and were less likely to need dialysis. Why? Because baking soda helped neutralize excess acid in the bloodstream, easing the burden on the kidneys. But this is crucial. This was done under strict medical supervision. The dose was controlled. The patients were monitored. And not everyone was a candidate. So, does that mean baking soda can help protect your kidneys? Maybe if you're the right person, and you use it correctly. This isn't a do-it-yourself fix. This is something to bring to your doctor, especially if you've been diagnosed with early-stage kidney decline. You have high blood pressure or diabetes. You've noticed swelling in your ankles, foamy urine, or fatigue without reason. For some, a small guided use of baking soda can reduce blood acidity and give the kidneys a break. For others, it may be too risky, especially if sodium levels need to be restricted. So again, this is not for everyone, but it's a conversation worth having. Because your kidneys are silent workers, they rarely complain. But when they stop working, everything changes. Dialysis, hospital visits, food restrictions, it's a life many seniors aren't prepared for. So if there's a way to support your kidneys gently, to delay that decline, wouldn't it be worth learning more? Now we talk about urinary tract comfort, a common senior struggle. If your kidneys are the silent protectors, then your urinary tract is the voice that speaks up when something isn't right. And for many older adults, especially women, that voice shows up as burning, urgency, or discomfort when trying to urinate. Let's be honest. No one likes talking about urinary tract infections, or UTIs. But for seniors, they're not just common, they're life-disrupting. Studies show that 1 in 5 women over age 65 experience at least one UTI per year. And the risk only increases with age due to weakened bladder muscles, less concentrated urine, hormonal changes, incomplete emptying of the bladder, chronic conditions like diabetes. But the real issue isn't just the pain. It's the repeated cycles of antibiotics, the fear of infection, and the embarrassment that often keeps people silent. So what does baking soda have to do with it? Alkalinity and urinary pH. UTIs often thrive in an acidic environment. And while urine is naturally acidic to some degree, too much acidity can irritate the bladder and make it easier for bacteria to grow. Baking soda, when used carefully, may help neutralize urinary acidity. By drinking a small amount, typically 1/4 teaspoon dissolved in a full glass of water, some seniors report less burning, easier urination, reduced bladder discomfort. In a study published in the Japanese Journal of Urology, 33 women with recurrent UTIs were given sodium bicarbonate supplements. After 4 weeks, many reported reduced pain and fewer flare-ups, suggesting that baking soda, when added to an overall care plan, may provide relief. But again, this is not a cure, and it's not for everyone. Who should be cautious? If you have kidney disease, heart failure, or are on a sodium-restricted diet, this approach may not be safe. Also, if you have a current infection, baking soda should never replace antibiotics. However, for those who are prone to irritation, who feel that something's off, even without a full-blown UTI, this simple shift in pH could make a noticeable difference. Think of it like this. Your urinary system isn't just a waste pipe. It's part of your immune defense. When it's inflamed or out of balance, you feel it in your confidence, in your sleep, in your daily rhythm. So the next time you feel a twinge of discomfort down there, before you rush to the pharmacy, talk to your doctor. Ask whether a gentle baking soda rinse or drink might be worth exploring. Because restoring comfort in the most private parts of our life can often bring the most public kind of relief. Let's find out, easing arthritis and joint pain, what baking soda might do. If you've ever woken up and hesitated to get out of bed not because you were tired, but because your knees, hips, or hands ached just a little too much, you're not alone. More than 54 million Americans live with some form of arthritis, and the majority of them are over 60. And it's not just pain. It's the little things. Holding a coffee cup, buttoning a shirt, turning the doorknob, standing up from your favorite chair. These movements become reminders that your joints aren't what they used to be. You may already be taking medications. You might be doing stretches. But what if your body is also fighting an internal inflammation you can't feel directly, and baking soda could help calm that battle? Inflammation and the immune response in arthritis. Most forms of arthritis, especially rheumatoid arthritis, RA, involve an overactive immune system that mistakenly attacks the joints. The result? Swelling, stiffness, pain, and over time, joint damage. In 2018, a study published in the Journal of Immunology made headlines. Researchers discovered that drinking a baking soda solution daily could influence the way the spleen and immune system respond to inflammation. In both rats and humans, sodium bicarbonate seemed to shift immune activity toward a more balanced, anti-inflammatory state. Specifically, the body produced more regulatory immune cells, which help calm down inflammation, especially in joints. For those with autoimmune-related joint pain, that shift is huge. What real people are reporting? Some seniors who struggle with arthritis have shared that drinking 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda in water every few days helped them feel less stiff in the mornings. Their hands felt less swollen or easier to open. Walking downstairs felt less intimidating. No, it's not a miracle, but it's something simple, natural, and worth trying under supervision. One woman named Marlene, age 68, told me, "I didn't expect much, I just thought, why not? And within a week, my fingers didn't feel so tight. I could open jars again." These are small wins, but they matter. Because arthritis doesn't just limit motion, it chips away at independence. And independence is dignity. Important notes before you try. If you have high blood pressure, heart failure, or are on a low-sodium diet, you should talk to your doctor first. Also, baking soda should never replace medication for inflammatory arthritis, but may serve as a complementary tool to explore. And dosage matters. Too much can lead to side effects, upset stomach, increased blood pressure, or fluid retention. But when used wisely, baking soda might just help you. Move with more ease. Reduce morning stiffness. And reclaim everyday motions that once brought joy. Because freedom doesn't always come from something fancy. Sometimes, it starts with something simple like a glass of water and a pinch of hope. This part we talk about oral health and canker sores, a smile that feels good again. A smile is a small thing until it hurts. And for many seniors, even the simple act of smiling, chewing, or brushing teeth can come with discomfort. You might think it's just age. But sometimes, what you're feeling is more than wear and tear. It's inflammation. It's pH imbalance. It's tiny wound-scald canker sores that make every bite feel like a battle. Canker sores, or aphthous ulcers, are shallow, painful lesions that can appear inside your mouth, on the gums, inner cheeks, or under the tongue. They're not contagious, but they can disrupt your ability to eat, speak, or enjoy food. And while they often heal on their own, that doesn't make them easier to live with. So where does baking soda come in? How baking soda can soothe the mouth. When your mouth becomes too acidic, it becomes a playground for irritation, inflammation, and bacterial overgrowth. Baking soda, with its natural alkalinity, helps restore pH balance, reduce irritation, and gently clean the wound area. A study published in the Journal of the American Dental Association found that sodium bicarbonate mouth rinses reduced pain significantly, promoted faster healing, and helped control bacterial presence in the mouth. Many seniors find that rinsing once or twice a day with a simple solution-and-a-half teaspoon of baking soda dissolved in a cup of warm water provides relief from stinging pain, a cleaner-feeling mouth, fewer recurrences of mouth sores, and perhaps even more valuable, the return of appetite and ease. Because when eating becomes painful, nutrition suffers. And when nutrition suffers, energy declines. Everything is connected. It's about more than just sores. Oral health is often overlooked in senior care. But studies link poor oral hygiene with increased risk of heart disease, cognitive decline, poor blood sugar control in diabetics. And yet, many commercial mouthwashes are filled with alcohol, strong detergents, and chemicals that can actually make sensitive mouths feel worse. Baking soda is non-irritating, affordable, and simple. And when used regularly, it may also help neutralize plaque-forming acids, freshen breath, calm gum irritation, support overall oral microbiome balance. Imagine this: brushing your teeth without flinching, drinking orange juice without pain, laughing out loud without worrying about what others might see. That's not vanity. That's quality of life. And baking soda dosed wisely might help you reclaim that feeling. And last one, breath, plaque, and gum health, your mouth's first line of defense. We often think of oral care as cosmetic, just about keeping teeth white and breath fresh. But the truth is, your mouth is your body's front door. And what happens in there affects everything. The plaque on your teeth, it's not just cosmetic, it's a colony of bacteria. The swollen gum line, it's not just from brushing too hard, it's inflammation. The bad breath you sometimes hide with mints, that's not just from garlic, it could be an early sign of imbalance. And here's the important part. For seniors, these small issues can lead to bigger problems. Gum disease has been linked to heart conditions. Chronic inflammation in the mouth has been tied to Alzheimer's. Oral bacteria can worsen diabetes and respiratory infections. So what can you do especially if your mouth feels sensitive, or if strong chemical rinses leave you burning? That's where baking soda comes back into the picture. The gentle alkaline defender. Baking soda is mildly abrasive enough to remove plaque, but not harsh enough to damage enamel when used correctly. It also neutralizes acids in the mouth that allow bacteria to thrive. According to a study in the Journal of Clinical Dentistry, toothpaste containing baking soda was more effective at removing plaque, better at whitening without damaging enamel, and reduced gum inflammation in older adults. It's not just about vanity, it's about fighting bacteria without burning your gums. Many seniors find that brushing with baking soda 2-3 times per week, or mixing it with a bit of coconut oil for a paste, leaves their teeth smoother, breath fresher, and gums less irritated. And perhaps more importantly, it gives back a sense of confidence. Because bad breath doesn't just affect health, it affects how close you stand to someone, how often you speak up, how often you smile, And you deserve to feel confident when you do all of those things. A quiet way to reclaim your voice. Your mouth is where you speak your mind. It's how you share stories, sing, laugh, pray. It's a sacred space and deserves care that's gentle and kind. So before you reach for another rinse that burns, or feel like your oral health is just slipping with age, ask yourself, what if something as humble as baking soda could help protect your mouth and restore your voice? Because when your gums feel strong, your breath is clean, and your smile is easy, you show up differently in the world. And that changes everything. So, what have we really learned today? That healing doesn't always come from a hospital. That sometimes, the most powerful support isn't found in a pill bottle but in something quiet, humble, and already in your kitchen. Baking soda isn't a miracle, but it is a reminder that your body, even now, still listens, still responds, still wants to heal, if you give it a little help. We've explored how this simple white powder may support your inflammation, digestion, kidney function, urinary health, joint pain, oral care, and even your energy and confidence. But here's the most important part. It's not just about baking soda. It's about paying attention. It's about asking different questions. It's about not giving up on your body because it hasn't given up on you. And if you take anything away from this video, let it be this. You are not powerless. You are not too old to feel better. And you don't have to accept pain, fatigue, or decline as your new normal. You still have tools. You still have time. And you still matter. If any part of this message resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Your story could be the encouragement someone else needs. And if this video helped you even in a small way, please like, subscribe, and join us again. Because this journey toward better health, it's not over. It's just beginning.